Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sports Lowdown right here on Channel 98.9 FM with yours truly, Brad Swanson and Lee Knapp. And there isn't a whole lot to give you a lowdown about in sports right now, is there, Lee?
No, there's not. It's a pretty sad situation. You know, we were hoping that the spring sports would be going gung-ho right now and we'd be able to tell you a lot of information, but unfortunately, as everybody knows, with this coronavirus and no school now until further notice, which eliminates sports until further notice. So, like we were talking before the show, Brad, I'd be very, very surprised they have any spring sports at all this year.
Yeah, and that is very sad. It's a sad situation, especially for the seniors, like we talked about last week. I feel real bad for any seniors in college and high school, and especially high school, because they can go on and they can participate more at the college level, right. Some of them. But it's just a sad situation. We would love to be doing baseball, softball, track and field, girls and boys, and the
trap team.
The trap team as well. We'd love to be covering all that stuff and giving you all kinds of information, as Lee said, but unfortunately, we're unable to do that. We're just going to kind of reflect back on this year's high school season so far. We had a fun fall season. Football was fun for us this year. We had a good time. Nice seeing Coach Jeff Goodwill in his first year back.
Yes, it was.
As a coach at Corry High School and as his first year as the head coach. And I thought he did a nice job. He had a good staff there. Those guys, I think, are really going to come around and work together and build the program back up again. And, the volleyball team stayed strong once again.
Right.
They're just, they're talked about all over the state right now because they are a perennial power in girls volleyball.
They'll be there next year, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Great feeder program there, and hats off to Kelly and his wife, Pat Goodsell, for the job that they do. Pat, of course, works with the younger kids, the feeder program, and Kelly has been a long time head coach of the high school volleyball team. Great job. Keep up the good work, and we're looking for many more years of excellent volleyball at Corry High School. Yep. So girls and boys cross country teams did well this last year as well. They were very competitive. And the numbers are picking back up again, which is great to see.
That's what we like to see. Yep.
Also, the soccer teams, girls and boys, had good numbers, and we're hoping for good things from them. Looks like they're going to be replacing coaches again, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I believe that's both girls and boys are replacing them, if I'm not mistaken. But that doesn't mean that things are going to turn around that much. I think that we'll get on the upswing there as well. And then, we moved into, I didn't forget anybody in spring sports, right? We covered all of them.
I think we got them all.
And then we moved into the winter, and the girls and boys basketball teams, the wrestling team, and the girls and boys swim teams had kind of mixed, win-loss stuff going on. But it was great to see great participation.
Good numbers.
Yeah, and I think that all those programs, every one of them, is on the upswing.
Well, like we were talking before, Brad, the feeder programs on all of them, all of them sports, the football all the way up through to basketball and swimming, the feeder programs are going to make or break them, and right now they're making them. They got great feeder programs, they got great numbers of kids. And that's very encouraging for later on when they get into high school.
Yeah, I thought that everyone did well there. And speaking of the feeder programs, the only feeder program that didn't get to participate at the state level would be the little guy wrestlers. So they canceled that state meet there.
Well, they did cancel the state meet for swimming.
And swimming, too, that's right. So the little otters there, in which the otters range though from little clear up to high school, right?
Yeah, they go from 6 years old all the way up to seniors.
Yeah, they just have different divisions all the way up through.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, those kids missed out too, and that was sad to see. Of course, our high school swim teams, they got down there and then were unable to actually get her going. So
got down there and says, "Turn around, go home."
Yeah, but we understand the reasoning behind everything, and we just hope that everybody out there is healthy and happy right now. And it just seems as though, at first, it made you really wonder, Lee, myself anyways, when with all this going on, made me wonder how many people were going to get into panic mode. Geez, with all the toilet paper being gone in every one of the stores around town, I thought everybody went into panic mode, but just kidding. But it seems as though everyone's keeping level heads, really. I mean, when you see people are keeping their distance, they're doing the right thing, they're, social distancing, they're calling that. Right? Keeping at least 6 feet away from everybody. And they're doing the little things. They're staying home. Like we're being asked to do.
Right.
And, by the way, Lee just walked across my yard into my house to do this show. So this show is pre-recorded, and we're 6 feet apart. I'm talking over the recorder. But if everyone does their part, listens to what we're being told to do or asked to do, I think that everything will be fine. We do see increasing numbers everywhere. Erie County, Warren County, Chautauqua County. And you knew you were going to. I mean, it's inevitable.
Just a matter of time.
It's going to happen. And we don't want to get into a big political debate on all this stuff, but we're just saying, just keep doing what you're doing. Listen to what they're telling us to do. And I think everybody's going to be okay. The bad part is, the president said the other day that we're back to the end of April now before we could possibly get the all's clear and everybody can go back to work and pick up the somewhat of a normalcy with life again.
Well, they were talking that before this is all over and done with, it could be into August, September of next year, or of this year.
Right. Well, here's the bad part about all this, Lee. Today's our last show for a while because we don't have any material to be able to bring our listeners. And we really appreciate all the faithful listeners that listen to our show each and every week. And we would hope that you would look at your Monday, Wednesday, or Saturday paper that you get. That's the only days that the journal is delivering right now. But in each one of those papers for the next week or so now, I think, you'll see the best of the best. And we're hoping that you would go there at the top of that list. On the right-hand side, I believe it's number 6, and vote channel 98.9 FM, your favorite radio station. That would be wonderful if you do that.
That'd be great.
But, like I said, this will be our last show for a while. We don't know when we'll be able to come back. But as Lee was saying, it looks like we're probably not going to have a spring sports, high school sports season this year.
That's what it looks like right now. If they're... Like we were talking before the show, Brad, if they wait until the 1st of May to go back to school, that's when playoffs start. And how you can't playoffs if you don't have a team that hasn't played all year round. And the playoffs would be pretty crazy to play 1 week and then have certain teams try to go to a playoff game when they haven't practiced in 2 months. That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, and basically, I think they would have a 2-week period. That's it, because they have 2 weeks to get the playoffs in before the District 10 championships, which always fall on Memorial Day Monday. Those are the championships for baseball and softball. And you can't go 2 weeks like you're saying. You can't go 2 weeks of games, or it would be a week of games, a week of playoffs, basically.
Yeah.
And then
they couldn't do it.
And then there you are. It's sad, but we'll get through it. Also, something that looks like it could be in jeopardy as well, Lee, is the Little League season for baseball, softball.
That unfortunately wouldn't surprise me a bit. I mean, usually Little League has started by now as far as practices and stuff. I'm not exactly sure when the games usually start, but I know it's got to be coming up very, very soon. And they haven't even been able to have tryouts or anything, to pick their teams. So I really don't see how that's going to work. I hope it does. I have not heard anything officially that it's been postponed or canceled or anything, but let's hope that goes.
Well, here we are tomorrow. Well, today, actually, as you're listening, is the first day of April.
Right.
And this is no April Fool's, by the way, folks. We're being real here. Back in February, I was talking to Bill Lavery, who runs the youth football league in which Corry is a part of, and we had a couple meetings together, and then we've talked a little bit about it in between. Talked about football, and I've talked with Coach Goodwill about football here, in February. Here we are, almost April. Now I'm wondering if we're even going to be able to do anything with football this year, which is really going to be tough. Tough on the old guy here because I do all the scheduling for the league, and we've added 2 more teams to the league this year. So it's going to be pretty crazy. I guess I have plenty of time, I guess, in the next few weeks to sit down and start putting together a 10-team format for scheduling.
Just in case.
Yeah, to just refresh myself on everything. But we hope that everything will be back to normal by then. We want to see our high school's sports teams be able to start off in the fall and go right out and start practicing and prepare for another season. But we can't tell you that that's a go yet or not.
Right. And that would be tough. These kids that are going into their senior year, looking forward to playing, sports, and they can't do it. That's going to be rough. I hope it doesn't get to that point, but like you were saying earlier, Brad, we got to do what they're asking us to do as far as staying 6 feet apart and staying home and what have you to get this under control. If these numbers keep climbing all the way through May and June, I can almost guarantee we will not have a football season. Right.
It's pretty crazy. Well, it's still fresh on my mind. I'd like to throw out also, Lee, a thank you to our athletic director, Patty Brown, for all the juggling of schedules and stuff that she does. And this would have been her last year of juggling with the spring sports scheduling because Patty is retiring after this year.
That's right.
And thanks again, Patty, for all you've done. We appreciate everything that you've done, and we wish you the best in retirement. And we hope you and Dave are able to get out and do the things that you've planned on doing. I know traveling was something that was mentioned, and hopefully everything will be clear here, and you guys will be able to do that.
Yeah, really.
We wish you the best of luck.
Yes, definitely.
We're
a little bit jealous, though.
Yes.
Because we'd like to retire also someday, but you guys that are retiring earlier than we are, we get a little jealous about it.
I didn't realize that Patty was that much older than us, Lee, to be able to retire.
That sounds good. We'll go with that one.
Just kidding, Patty. I can say that because we're social distancing from one another, right?
Unfortunately, she's the same age as I am.
Yes. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about coulda, shoulda, woulda, and stuff like that. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to the Sports Lowdown with Lee Knapp and Brad Swanson, right here on Channel 98.9 FM. The last show for a while here, Lee, as we're reaching and hoping that maybe Little League will be able to come back around, and if they do that, then we'll have a little bit of material to be able to come back and do the show.
Right, and I have not heard anything officially on Little League. I haven't seen anything or talked to anybody that knows what's going on yet. But like we were talking, it seems like tryouts and everything would have happened already, and pitchers and that kind of stuff. They may be able to go a half a season and still be able to. We're not sure yet. I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see. And then the only thing we can really hope for, Brad, is fall sports. Hopefully they'll be able to play fall sports, and we can do like we did last year, get back on about a month or so before football season, and be able to talk about the football season coming up and the volleyball season and the fall sports.
Right. Yeah. It's just a bummer. It really is. It's hard to believe that all the information and material we had leading up to, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were ready. We had plans of giving everyone the
roster.
The roster for all of our spring sports teams, the girls and boys track team, the trap team, and the softball and baseball teams. And last week we decided not to even mention it because we don't know how many of these kids are going to be involved if they were to come back and play at all. So it's just very unfortunate. As I said, we just all have to work together and get through this.
We'll get through it.
Yep.
It's just going to be a little curve in the road.
Right. We've had hiccups before and got through them, so anytime that you work doing radio stuff like this, there's always a glitch here or there.
Right.
Just ask our boss man there, Brian Silvis, he'll tell you. There's a lot of times that, things happen beyond our control, and this is something in life here that's beyond our control right now.
Yep.
So, I like the way that people are handling things as far as making it more convenient for consumers and customers. I work one day a week over in Clymer, thank goodness, because I'd be going crazy if I wasn't doing something once a week at least. But I work at the hardware store over there, and I just watched a video the other night with the powers that be over there. They said that they're going to offer curbside service, so people just either call in what they want, or they'll have a sliding window, where they go to the sliding window, they tell us what you want, and we'll deliver it and bring it out, and we can put it in your car for you or whatever,
That's good.
So, yeah.
Everybody's bending over backwards to try to help everybody else. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Fat Mons for giving all these youth meals.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. And Jason, I know that was your idea, and what a great idea it was. You're showing what people are supposed to do in a time of need and help each other out. And thank goodness that there's other good people out there that have donated to help you out, so that you're not eating the whole bill there.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But
last I saw, they were up over like 7,000 meals.
Yeah. Yep. $7,000 donated too. So I believe.
Hats off to all of them.
Yeah. Yep. Fantastic. Keep up the good work. And we do see a tent set up down in Rossbecker parking lot.
Right.
And that's what that is the meals for.
I see they got a little building there now.
Oh, they put a little makeshift building right there.
Yep.
So that's great.
That's great.
That'll keep everybody out of the elements, and it's hard to believe it's April, Lee. April. We were just seemed like we were just saying it was the end of football season, which would have been October, and it's beginning of November. And
it's just hard to believe. It really is how time is flying.
Yeah, it's starting to slow down a little bit now, being at home every day.
Yeah,
or almost every day, but. Once this weather breaks and we start getting dried out a little bit, then you'll see a lot more people outside breathing in the fresh air and getting yard work done and things like that. So there's a lot of positives to look forward to. And that's the whole key, is for all of us to stay positive.
Yeah, yes. I think the only bad part is trying to stay positive is you see all these special bulletins on the TV, how it's getting worse and worse, and that just kind of brings people down.
Right.
So you got to work twice as hard to stay positive.
Yeah, so listen to music. Quit watching TV.
Yeah.
Listen to music. Listen to Channel 98.9 FM. How's that?
There you go.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be a rough go of it right now, not being able to do the radio broadcast once a week like we've been doing. But we're going to try to get creative here, and we're going to work with Brian and see what we can come up with. Maybe there's something in the archives that we can dig out and maybe do a little throwback at you.
That'd be fun.
Maybe if we have any material that we can use, I would like to see if we could format that for like a Saturday morning. But you have to keep listening to Channel 98.9 to figure out and find out what we're up to. So, like I said, this is the last time for this show. We're not sure exactly when we'll be back, but when the time comes around that we have material, we will definitely come back on, and we'll keep the same time slot, 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. So
sounds good.
Yeah, we're hoping that we can get things going. I really doubt Brian's going to let Lee and I record ourselves playing horseshoes in the backyard or anything, but we might have to wait a little longer until we get something a little bit better than that, but we'll see. But we really appreciate the fan base out there, all of you that listen every week.
Sure do. Appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you.
Exactly.
So again, thank you very much.
Well, Lee, I guess this is going to conclude our Sports Lowdown for a while here, and been a pleasure doing the show with you. I'm sure that we're going to be back. I feel confident that that will happen.
It's going to happen. It's just going to take some time.
Yep. In the meantime, everyone keep listening to what's asked of you, and we'll all get through this together. It'll be over and done with, and we're definitely a part of history right now, folks, and not a good part of history, but we're a part of history. So let's be a little creative and come up with some really good positive things. I see some good videos of people doing things at home with their kids and things like that, and it's just fun to see people making the most of the time that they are at home. So making good
memories.
Yeah, making good memories and having a good time. That's what it's all about. So
yep.
Keep everybody in your thoughts and prayers, and we'll do the same.
And everybody's just stay safe. That's the main thing.
Yep. Just lock your radio dial right now to channel 98.9 FM. Leave it there, and we'll see if we can get something going for you. Like I said, we'd like to get maybe a throwback 2019 or even beginning of 2020, and throw back maybe some of these shows that we have done, or maybe a sporting event or something that we have recorded. So keep listening, and we'll keep you up to date. We'll have Brian post that on our website also. And if you have any comments, please go to our website, www.channel989.org. That's www.channel989.org. So keep in touch with us that way. We'll try to get a few things thrown in there as well. But that's going to do it. For Lee Knapp, this is Brad Swanson saying continue to listen, please, to Channel 98.9. Vote for us in the best of the best in the Corry Journal. And we will be bringing you more sports stuff as soon as we possibly can.
As soon as it comes available.
In the meantime, go Beavers.